People don't usually stumble across videos about prolonged fasting. Think about it. 3 weeks without food sounds crazy to most people. So if you're here, I don't think it's because you're curious. I think something happened. Maybe not yesterday, maybe not even this year, but somewhere along the way, something changed. Could it be that intermittent fasting stopped working? Or could it be that your doctor said something that stayed with you? Perhaps you looked into the mirror and realized your body wasn't responding the way it used to. Or maybe you watched someone you love lose their health. Whatever the reason, in those times, people quietly start to wonder, am I heading down the same road? Now, whatever it was, I don't think you are here looking for fasting. I think you're here because you're looking for an answer. And those are two very different things. If you're new here, I'm Basswood. Almost 30 years ago, I found myself asking the same question. I wasn't searching for an extreme challenge. I was searching for another chance. And the result of that search changed the direction of my life. My goal isn't to convince you to fast. It's to help you figure out whether prolonged fasting is truly the answer you are looking for. You see, the thing is, that moment when you're pondering about your future doesn't usually come out of nowhere. It comes after years of trying to fix the same problem. You've probably told yourself this Monday will be different, probably more than once. You've tried eating healthier, you've tried exercising, and if you're here, you've probably tried intermittent fasting. And maybe one or all of those things worked, but somehow you always found yourself back with that question. Is this really what my future is going to look like? Searching, wondering if there's something you've missed. And I think that's where most people accidentally ask the wrong question. They ask, will prolonged fasting help me? And I understand why, because when you're struggling, you'll be searching for a solution, any kind of solution. But after almost 30 years of doing prolonged fasts, talking to people who are considering them and helping people through them, most of them have one thing in common. Almost nobody is really searching for fasting. They're searching for relief. Relief from constantly thinking about food, relief from feeling trapped in a body that doesn't seem to respond anymore, relief from watching their health slowly move in the wrong direction, and relief from wondering if this is simply what getting older is supposed to feel like. When they realize that, we have a very different conversation. Let's pretend that you are watching this video because you are overweight and you've heard somewhere, maybe from me, that the weight loss with fasting is drastic. But if prolonged fasting is only about losing weight, then sooner or later the weight becomes the only thing that matters. But what if weight was never the real problem? What if it's simply the thing that's reminding you that something deeper needs your attention? Could it be that what you're really looking for is hope or confidence? Could it be that you're looking for a way to trust your body again? Or maybe you're simply looking for proof that your future doesn't have to look exactly like your past. You see, if you dig deeper and discover that reason, that's when prolonged fasting becomes interesting. It becomes interesting because for the first time in a long time, it feels like there might still be another path. Now, does that mean prolonged fasting is the answer? Well, not necessarily. And I think it's important that I say that because my goal isn't to convince you that everyone should do a prolonged fast. My goal is to help you ask a better question. Not how much weight could I lose, but what problem am I hoping fasting will solve? Because the answer to that question changes everything. If your answer is, I just want to lose 10 kilograms, your motivation probably won't last very long. But if your answers are somewhere in the line of, I want to be healthy enough to watch my grandchildren grow up, or I don't want to spend the next 20 years watching my health slowly disappear, or even I just want to feel like myself again. Now you're no longer chasing a number, you are protecting something that matters. And that's the kind of reason people come back to on difficult days. And make no mistake, every prolonged fast has the difficult days. Not every day, but some days. And on those days, willpower will not be enough. The people who finish aren't necessarily the strongest. They're the ones who never forgot why they started. So if you're watching this video because you're quietly wondering what your future might look like, don't close this video and simply move on to the next one. Instead, spend 10 minutes with one question. What happened in my life that made prolonged fasting interesting to me? Don't think about the answer too quickly. Really think about it, because I don't believe you're here by accident. I think something happened that made you stop and question the direction your life was heading. And somewhere inside that story is the real reason you are here. Once you understand that reason, you're no longer fasting because someone on YouTube told you it was a good idea. You're fasting because you've connected it to something that genuinely matters to you. And that's the kind of motivation that lasts. So don't let that thought disappear when this video ends. Write it down, talk about it, share it with somebody you trust. Because understanding why you're here may turn out to be the most important step you take before you ever begin a prolonged fast. Once you found that answer, you don't have to figure the rest on your own. That's exactly why I created my free Skool community, Fasting with Anne. It's a place where people who are asking the same questions can learn together, share their experiences, and support one another before, during, and after prolonged fast. If that sounds like something you'd benefit from, I'd love to welcome you there. And if, after watching this video, you feel like you'd rather have someone guide you personally through the process, I also work with a small number of people one-to-one. You'll find links to both free community and my one-to-one coaching in the description below. And before you go, if you feel comfortable sharing the answer to the question, what happened in my life that made prolonged fasting interesting to me? Share it in the comments. I read every single one, because understanding your story helps me create videos that answer the questions people are actually struggling with. Thank you so much for spending this time with me, and I'll see you in the next video.